Hello everybody, this is Stonewall, and this is our modded Minecraft world. This is episode 5. So today we've got a little bit of stuff going on. So the first thing we're going to do is look at our barrel, and it's actually full. So it's got 4,096 out of 4,096 items, which is 64 stacks of cobblestone. If you look in here, there's another stack sitting in our transfer node ready to come in. So what we're going to do is make a quick upgrade for it. So to upgrade the barrels, there's a storage upgrade which requires upgrade slots to be available. So the storage upgrade's not too hard to make. I've got the materials ready for it. But to do that, you've got to make a structural upgrade. So the first structural upgrade is really easy. It's 4 fences and 4 planks. And then after that I think all of them use the fences all the way up to this one. And if you look, each one provides more slots. But to be able to apply these later ones, you've got to start with Mark 1. So we're going to make up this upgrade real quick. So this structural upgrade, let's see here. Oh yeah, it's kind of weird. The recipes for the fences you have to convert to Minecraft fences. It's kind of alright. There we go. First structural upgrade, and then we're going to make our storage upgrade. So the first structural upgrade to Mark 1 will only allow for 1 storage upgrade. So to apply it, you hold Shift and then right click. It says structural level 1, upgrade slots 1 of 1. So to apply the storage upgrade, same thing, and you see it doubles it to 128 stacks available. So that's going to keep putting that in. I'm going to put that in there. Alright. So a couple things we're going to do this episode. We're going to get started on this road. I went ahead and took the Tinker's chisel and turned this into Brownstone Road. And I've kind of got it a little bit laid out here. So I want it to be an odd number width. So for right now it's going to be 5. That's an odd texture. But we may make it narrower along the way, and we might make it change as we go along. And we're going to kind of form it a little bit with the terrain. So it's kind of a natural slope. Need that there. I hear you, Mr. Zombie. Alright, didn't drop any armor. But we might do a little bit of additional work in shaping the land here. Alright. So zombies keep coming, don't they? And the spiders. Alright, so this is kind of the start of our road. If you notice, oh, how do you get in there? You run really fast on it. So that's the reason I use this material to make our road. And not something else. So that's... Seems like I have to do that a lot. But anyways. So let's see here. Now they do make slabs, so I may smooth some of this out a little bit and make it a little bit less rough in terms of the changes. Might add some slabs around to make this look a little bit better. But anyway, so this is kind of the start of our road, and I might bring it down to a 3 wide at some point. But yeah, I'll make it curve just a little bit over here. And by the way, if we look in here, we can notice it started collecting the essence berries. I've got 32 aluminum ore berries, 31 copper. These seem to be producing the most. The iron and the tin are a little bit behind. But if you remember, there was a lot more bushes for the copper and the aluminum that's in there. So anyways, I'm going to keep laying out a little bit of this road here. Let's bring it out. Sometimes those block textures do funny things. I don't want it to be hard to get up on the road. It's pretty quick. So yeah, I'll probably turn some of this into slabs and smooth that out so it's an easier transition running this way as well. You don't have to time your jumps quite the same. Alright, so I need to go to the nether soon so I can get me some mainly glowstone, but one of the main sources for steel, because I'm kind of being conservative with the use of the steel that we looted, but one of the sources for it is to make a blast furnace from railcraft, and this requires, I think it was 34 of these blocks or something like that. So we definitely have to go to the nether to make this. So soul sand, nether brick, and magma cream. So we definitely need to go to the nether soon if I'm going to be able to make steel in really any way in this. Yeah. So one thing I need before I go to the nether is a bow of some form. So I'm planning on making maybe a Tinker's Construct crossbow, and I'm probably going to make the arms out of plastic sheets since I don't have any blue slime or really green slime at all. So I went ahead and made some of the stencils that we're going to need. Let's go ahead and grab this limb pattern and see if we can get that's weird. There we go. 1 and 2. Does kind of weird stuff with the numbers on this one. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a crossbow body pattern, and let's grab some cobble out of here so we can make that. We're going to make a mold for it and make the body out of steel. So it requires 3 pieces, which is pretty easy. But yeah, the main reason we need this for the nether is because of the ghasts that spawn in. So I'm also going to have to figure out if I can make my road hook up to our smeltery or move the smeltery around. And for some reason, whenever this world loads in, it messes up my structure, which is kind of really irritating. So yeah, let's make this cast and make this thing into a steel crossbow body. I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, there we go. We got our steel crossbow body. Now, I looked at the recipe again and realized I made a few mistakes. So the first one was, I thought it was only 3 material, but it was actually 5 for for the crossbow body. Oh, and by the way, I went ahead and messed with this a little bit. Try to smooth it out so you don't have to jump to get up that. The other thing is, if I look at the crossbow recipe, it requires the crossbow limb, not 2 bow limbs, which would be, it would be okay if I was making the longbow, but making the crossbow, I need a different limb, and I already used some of my plastic to make that. I don't have quite enough to make this limb, so I had to collect some more sticky resin, and I'm going to smelt this up, and hopefully we'll have enough to make the crossbow. Alright, so I'm going to get started on this. Nice thing about the resin is it regrows. It's not a really limited resource, and you can plant more trees to get more of it. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, there we go. We got enough. So there's our plastic crossbow limb right there. And I'm going to put these other limbs, let's put them in this chest right here, in case I want to make a longbow or one of the other bows in Tinkers. So let's put our steel back so we don't lose that. Now the other thing we're going to need for this crossbow is a bowstring and a tough binding. So let's see here. I actually don't even have. Do I have it for the bowstring? Alright, so I went ahead and made the stencils again, and here we go. Using paper for the tough binding, since it doesn't really affect much for the durability, I don't think. And then of course just string for the bowstring. It takes the same amount as if you were making a vanilla Minecraft bow. Alright, so let's put all these things together and get us a crossbow. Right here, plastic crossbow. Now, melee damage with plastic tools is not very good, but overall durability, the draw speed and arrow speed is pretty good. It's got the reinforced 2 modifier because of the steel body. So it's a pretty solid weapon here. Alright, now what we need after that is crossbow bolts. Okay, so let's see here. I don't have any feathers at the moment, so I'm gonna have to go kill a few chickens and get some feathers to make that part. So the other thing we need is to figure out what we want our bolts made out of. So let's see. Yeah, so you have to make the bolt core, which is just a tool rod, and then pour metal over it. The metal or that you pour over it gives it the damage. That's the main thing it does. It also adds to the weight and all of that stuff. So I'll probably use steel for the material to pour over it. It only takes 1 ingot. I need to figure out what I want the tool rod to be though for the core. I'll probably just use feathers for the fletching. Let's see here, yeah. So it's kind of strange the way it shows it here. It doesn't show all your options, because I think it just tells you what the core is on that, maybe. Or no, maybe they just used iron for the tip on all those. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little bit of looking. I'm gonna have to melt down some steel here and figure out what I want to make the tool rod out of. Alright, so I've kind of decided on a alumite tool rod. That's about the best material you can get without using inderium or having to go to the nether for manual ardite or cobalt. So I'm going to use an alumite core with a steel tip and then feathers as my fletching. So first thing, I'm going to get this alumite smelting up here, and then I'm going to go kill a few chickens. I think that should use up all the materials for that. Let's have it. No, that's a tough rod cast. I might actually need to make a new cast. So I don't think this should mess up any of the alloying here. So let's see here. Let's make a tool rod. I'm gonna have to. Let's throw this in there. Alright, so aluminum, brass, and pour it over the tool rod to make a cast. Alright, there we go. And just gotta wait on the obsidian to melt down. It's getting daylight here. So I need to do some exploring soon and get to the nether, of course. Let's see here. Alright, so I wound up using more aluminum than what I really needed to. Oh, I forgot it automatically pulls out. So, let's see here. Put our tool rod in here. Oh yeah, we gotta melt down the steel first. While that's happening, I'm gonna go find a few chickens and get some feathers. Of course, the time you're looking for chickens. There we go. Alright, 2 feathers. Let's see here. I don't remember how much material a fletching takes. Okay, it's just 1 material. Gotcha. Alright. Okay, that's from Optifine. I haven't used that for sprinting lately. So control must be my zoom key. I forgot that added that. Alright, so here's my feather fletching, and it's not, I don't think it's the best material you can get, but for right now it will do nicely. Alright, so let's run up here, see if our steel's melted down. It should be. Here, yep, there's our steel. We're going to pour this over that. Get us a really good crossbow bolt out of this. There we go. It automatically pulled it out. So crossbow bolt. There's our core and our fletching. Cool thing is the durability affects how many you can have in a stack. So 98 before I would run out. It's only +4 attack damage according to that. So, let's see here. It's ready. Let's see how much damage this does. I think there's a spider. It might be down in a cave though. We'll see. Oh, there he is. 1 shot. Okay. So, it's not just this +4, I don't remember all of the math that goes into it, but it's kind of crazy. Multipliers from the crossbow and from the bolts and all of that. I don't remember all the exact calculations, but yeah, this is a pretty good one. And if you look, the bolts themselves have modifiers. So if you add sharpness, it goes on the bolts. If you add sharpness to the crossbow, it only adds it to melee damage. So let's see, I can't remember if the Certus Quartz works on the bolts or not. Seems like last time I tried it, it didn't. Yeah. It's kind of weird. The Certus Quartz adds sharpness, but it only works on certain tools. Let's put some of this stuff up here. I don't need flowers. I don't need this material. Maybe it's got to be empty hand. There we go. Put that in there. Alright. Oh yeah, spider eye. The other thing that does weird things with textures is it rotates my chests. I'm not sure what's causing that. And even on this barrel, it takes away some of the stuff. Because normally it tells you how many stacks are in it. It's actually getting close to full again. So let's see here. So I may actually do a little bit of exploring in this world before we go into the Nether. Kind of feels weird to go to the Nether before you know what's around your own place. So I'm going to put up some of this material that I don't think I really need. Probably keep the bucket on me. Don't need the chisel. Don't need that chisel. I'll keep the crescent hammer. The lever up. Put some of the charcoal away, or the coal. Don't need that. So let's repair our tools real quick. Let's grab some cobble out of here. So with these barrels, you left click to remove things and you right click to place it. If you double right click, it will put all of that from your inventory into there. So let's repair our hatchet, our shovel. This is going to take a little bit more. And the other thing is you can take this and do 2 material at a time. Counted that as making one. There we go. Our hammer is fully repaired. So real quick before we do anything else, I'm actually going to take this chisel and get a bit more mossy cobble. Oh, went too far. Alright, so I'm going to pick some of this up and make balls of moss to put on my bolts, because they will automatically regenerate the ammunition in it. And on my crossbow, well, my crossbow is actually a high enough durability, I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm just going to get enough for the bolts, so I don't have to worry about running out or having to repair them, because I think the repair material would be steel. Yeah. So if I make this ball of moss and put on there, I shouldn't ever have to worry about running out. So there's my moss. And let's put this there. And there. There we are. Alright, the other thing is you can actually add a diamond to increase the quote-unquote durability, which increases the amount of ammo you can carry per stack. And there it is counting up. The thing about the moss, it actually regenerates faster whenever you're outside in the daylight. Alright, so let's look at our map real quick. Alright, zoom out. So this is all the area we've been in, and that was mainly on our quest, which should have only led us to here. But it was for the sugar cane. So I'll probably just pick a direction, maybe out this direction, and I'll do a bit of exploring. Alright, and that may be where we start off the next episode. Alright, so heading off on our adventure. By the way, this tree is really cool. I'm not sure. Extra Biomes XL. I guess that's kind of a replacement or similar to Biomes of Plenty. That one adds a lot of stuff as well. But anyways, I'm going to do a bit of exploring, and I will see you in another episode.